about aliens now. Prepare to fight them. Well, enough with me. Let me get my brother on the line here, and we'll go further.
Is this Dry Bones?
Yes, it is. Dr. Delbert Blair, thank you. Thank you, sir, for joining us this morning. I know we talked earlier, and I really appreciate that you came on and took your time. And again, as we spoke about, we would definitely have you go hard and heavy and on the time frame you gave us. So thank you for joining us. How are you feeling this morning?
Doing well, all things considered, and thank you very much for inviting me on your show. And, of course, on our planet at this time, it's a lot going on. I don't even know where to begin.
You just start, because it needs to begin right here at home, I believe. I'm hearing a lot of things going on with just lockdown with Jade Helm, all these, I call it really assassinations on high-level people to keep this monstrosity going. You tell us what you think it is, so we want to hear from you.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned right off the bat Jade Helm 15. Of course, you have to add the 15 to it because that brings it more current. Now, that's supposed to be top secret stuff, and now it's getting widespread. With the advent of that big one-eyed monster out there that's called a computer, it's really done a lot to shrink this planet. And when people are trying to wake up, they get awake pills. When people are trying to go to sleep, they get sleeping pills. So it's a matter now of choices. Many people don't want to know the truth. Many people don't know the truth when they hear it. And I always tell people there's no truth till you decide what truth is, because in the end results, it doesn't matter what I think, doesn't matter what mommy, daddy thinks, husband, wife thinks, anybody else thinks. It's what comes out of you. So some people are awakening. And again, a lot of black people are awakening because the black people have melanin. That's been one of the biggest bugaboos on this planet for the longest. They can't understand this melanin and why it's causing such a fit. The truth is that people subconsciously or within the consciousness that have souls envy melanin. There's an envy for this thing because once you have melanin, you can produce, of course, melatonin, and that means you have an active pineal gland. If, big preposition, you have an active pineal gland, and through now, you're psychic. And it means also that you are able to tune in to the new vibrations of the planet, and that makes you an envious person again, if you will. So what I'm saying is just simply this. Our planet is going from kindergarten to grad school. It has been doing so now for at least the last 10 years. It's been decreed, and I say decreed. Who decrees it? I have a term for the universal prime creator. That's what I call first cause. I think that beneath that there are gods and angels and stuff like this. But the universal prime creator, that who made us, has said that this planet is no longer going to be a zoo, and that's what it has been. You don't have to worry about hell. When you're born here, you're born in hell. And that race and the other problems that we hear are going to be taken away. And there are many things, and I'll be able to support that very quickly, that will let some people now feel this quickening. They can feel the new vibration. They can see things out of the corner of their eye when they close their eyes. They get into meditations, and they can feel things that are not there. They always use the term dumb dogs, and it always amazes me that we call dogs dumb, and dogs and wolves and any other creature, if you try to hunt them in their own native habitat, you can't get within 3 miles of them without them smelling it. Dogs don't get around sitting in a circle and bark, and yet they read each other's minds, and then they go do what they got to do. But you call them dumb dogs. So, as I say again, everything on this planet has now a time and a tune to operate, to come into new consciousness. And this Jade Helm is simply the holdback. And I'm going to say this very cautiously, but I understand you guys cover a plethora, as they say, of subject matter anyway.
Yes, we do.
We are now a time to wake up. People are getting strange powers back again. A lot of people forget that one of the reasons why Haiti and the Haitians were hated so by Napoleon Bonaparte was because when Napoleon lost 50,000 men, or 50,000 troops, I guess most of them were men, to the Haitians. in that big war that was fought. And how was it fought? It was fought with magic. We think we understand magic and prestidigitator. We don't even know what magic is. One of the biggest weapons,
Right.
that's what Avatar tried to show, we had was the ability to come out of our bodies at night, to link together in the astral plane if we want to, and to then summon those forces that dwell on those planes, and they will serve you. That we've forgotten about. We're still going and fighting people with guns and bullets and their weapons. You never fight a person with their weapon. You're a fool if you do. And everybody has a weapon. Everybody has a guidance if you can begin to learn it. Well, they didn't teach us that. When they took us out of Africa, when they took us out of America, when they used to, because not all black people came from Africa, we lost all this summoning bit. So now that's coming back. You're seeing now a time when you can blow your mind. Everything you can think of now is happening. It's just that we're not told the central truncation that tie together, that thing that brings together to let you know how to do it.
That man, Adam, was a white man. But before Adam was made, the black man was already here. And that's not easy. That's not hard to see. The black man always, the white man will even tell you that. Because he refers to Adam as the first one. He refers to the Adamites as those who came from that first one. And he refers to the pre-Adamites as those who were here before Adam. Right or wrong? Those people that were here before Adam. And he always refers to these people as aborigines, which means what? Black folks. Whenever you never find a white aborigine. Aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people. You and I are aborigines, but you don't like to be called an aborigine. You want to be called an American. Aborigine actually means from the beginning. It's two Latin words. Ab meaning from, origine meaning the beginning. And aborigine is only the term applied to those dark-skinned people who have been on this earth since the beginning of the universe. You know, that's going way back. He said, what you mean?
Everybody comes from one place. But our oral traditions for a lot of the indigenous tribes in America, they don't say that we migrated or we came from Africa. It says that we were always in America. So for you guys in Australia, do you have an origin story from here, or do you have a migration story from Africa? Where
we have a story from here.
From here, or always been here?
Always been here, always was, always will be.
Right.
Aboriginal land.
Aboriginal. So you guys did not migrate from anywhere?
No.
It's running on electricity. Another statement I want to make, electricity is slowed down magnetism. Above electricity and magnetism is what is called orgone energy. Now those are bad words. You don't want to say orgone out here to this government and research scientists, because orgone means original. It's organic. It's orgasm. It's organic. It's organic people. And of course they refer to those kind of people as original people. And what the last thing they want you to understand is who the original people are, and why the original people are, and where the original people are, and when the original people came. None of that will they teach you. But you do hear a word that's used a lot. It's called aboriginal. Never use that word aboriginal if you are indigenous to the planet. Why? Because it means to abhor the original person. Aboriginal means to abhor the original. To abhor means to hate, to envy, to covet, to dislike. Consequently, the word aboriginal means that you have a dislike for the original person. And the original person, of course, is a person with melanin. That's been proven so many times now that if necessary, I won't spend the time with an audience like you to go into that, but nevertheless. What is also very interesting is those who would say that the black man has contributed very little to the planet may be right, because there'd be no planet without the black man. So you don't go contribute to something that you had an original part of, and he owned at one time on our planet, and we can say almost no more than about 50,000 years ago, you couldn't stay on the surface of this planet if you were not black. Because if you were not and you were exposed to the radiation fields that were here, you would die. It's just that simple. And whole races of people have died off anytime there's what they call a sun reversal. This is why it's been called sons of the sun. People who can live under direct sunlight, which lets off 12 rays from infrared to ultraviolet. And if you can take those rays and not have your inner organs interfered with, not have your brain cells interfered with, not have your reproduction cells interfered with, your immune system interfered with, and more than that, not being able to work through what they call the hypothalamus, part of the brain that has two organs up there, two glands really, the pineal and the pituitary.